I got the bottom of the hood sanded out and starting to tape it up. Get ready to primer the bottom. What I have is I have three primers. Got an etching primer that I'll spray on first. Make sure it sticks well. Then I got a filler primer that I'll sand on, and I'll probably scuff it with 320 after that dries. Then lastly I have this dark gray primer, and I'll spray that last since it's close to the black color I'm going to put on. And then hopefully the black will cover real well without having to use a lot of paint. But, you know, it was a process. There was a lot of clear under there, and I had to get all that off first, and I've gone through a bunch of sandpaper. I'll get this taped up and flip it over, and we'll look at it before I spray some paint. Well, I got the hood all taped up, and hopefully I won't get any overspray on the top side. And first I'll put the etching primer on, and I'll let that sit up for a little bit. And I'll put the filler primer on, and we'll see if there's any scratches left after that. If there are, I'll hit it with some 320. Let's get started. Well, I have a coat of etching primer on it. I mostly concentrated on the bare metal areas. And that should give a good base for the filler primer, which goes on next. So, gonna get ready to do that right now. Well, I put the filler primer on, but I'm having some trouble. It's so hot in here that the primer's drying as it comes out of the nozzle, so it's creating a really rough texture. And you can see in areas here, I tried to sand it out, but it hasn't cured well enough to sand. I'm gouging it, and I'm probably going to have to sand it with some 220. And kind of frustrating because I was actually hoping to paint color on it today, get it all painted and done, but it's not going to happen. So I guess what I'll have to do is just let it sit overnight, and I'll come out here really early tomorrow morning, maybe 2 or 2:30 in the morning, and sand it out and put the dark gray primer on it, see if that'll go on better, and then maybe get the color on it. Well, today's another day. We'll see if things go a little bit better today. It is early in the morning, and it's still pretty warm, but it's not 110, so we'll see if the paint goes on a little bit better today. I'm getting ready to spray the black primer. I'm going to focus around the areas, the edges, down in that cowl area, and then inside all the panels, because one can won't cover the entire bottom of the hood, so I'll just focus on the areas that need to be black. And I'm just about ready. I sanded it out with 320, and just about ready to put on the black. Well, I got it painted finally. Today went a little bit better. Had a little bit of trouble with some fish eyes. Been fighting that the whole project. But it's black, and the sheen is starting to flash off a little bit, so it's satin, so it'll be not glossy. This hole shows where I drilled through the hinge, and when we get the hood on, I'll put the pins through, and then the alignment should be exactly the way it was before I took the hood off. Well, the car's ready to install the hood. My friend Craig's coming over to help me out. Here show the pins going through the hinge and into the hood. Tighten the bolts up and it should be exactly the way it was before I took the hood off. Here you can see how nicely that pin method works, and it's effortless. You just put the pins in, bolt everything down, and perfect alignment. It's been a while since the hood's been on it.